beautiful soul. Good morning. Again, here, live to learn, to grow, and to improve our lives. This is something that we need to invest every day, and we have to force it, not just something that have to happen by chance. So, let me see that you with the sound here. That we need to invest. Okay. So we're live, and I'm doing that kind of course on making mistakes and being able to watch them happen. It is kind of a personal challenge that I'm facing and that I'm gonna commit to to do. Many things today about what we're gonna do in this session. Uh, the first thing I'm gonna show or change is that I want you to see that beautiful website that we created and why we are doing so and why we are being consistent in that because we want to test all the procedure uh, risk free, so we're gonna make it very easy for everyone to get into. We really doing that for philanthropical reasons. This is not uh, a kind of professional thing. It's a passion thing. It's something that we really uh, want to convey to the world. I think that anyone who can find that online and doesn't know what that channel is about, I'm gonna explain a bit the kind of the introductory script that I thought for this daily ritual that I'm making. The name that we gave to that, let's say, peregrination or pilgrimage, I don't know how to put it, I'm making with my musical journey. I call it my musical motivation break by Sam Darris, singer and songwriter. Um, this is I invite you to join me for daily dose of music, mindfulness, and inspiration. My name is Sam. I'm a singer and songwriter and your guide on this 90 minutes journey of self-discovery and musical exploration. Let's break down what we're gonna. Sorry. Let's break down what we'll do together. First third of the practice is gonna be a warm up, but around 30 minutes. We'll kick off with breathing exercises to get those vocal cords ready, followed by some energizing cover songs to get the creative juices flowing. This is kind of a warm up, taking time for creativity, taking time for yourself, letting go of all the pressure of living always in your mind with the job, with the responsibilities and everything. So having the consistency on being creative, not as something you do from time to time, but something you train. And this creativity obliges you to the present. So uh, this is the first third. We are now, I don't know, just 2 minutes in, I think. I don't think there's much more than that. After this warm up 30 minutes, we're gonna start with the second third, the second act of this 90 minutes work. And it is the Mindfulness Club, 30 minutes. Let's shift gears with readings, meditations, and affirmations centered around boosting our well-being. We might even dive into a good book together. Yesterday we were starting the reading of Becoming Supernatural by Joe Dispenza. We did more than 30 minutes yesterday. We'll try to keep it on the measures. And then the third block, that if we compare it with the music rehearsal therapy that we are doing in health centers, we're gonna do the doing thing, you know. In this case, until we have an online group, we have groups presentially in the centers, but uh, we're gonna create the first online group. Hello, good morning, Rele. Hello, are you very, very wonderful? Thank you very much. T'estimo molt, carinyo. Gràcies. Ja veuràs que tot tindrà sentit. So, in the last act, we're gonna talk about our original project, the music rehearsal therapy. So, we're gonna spend the last 30 minutes. Uh, we're gonna talk about the original songs in my new album, My Life, which is kind of the best of my all my years doing songs. Probably my best song so far. It's Sunshine Boulevard. I did that song in 2006, and I think it's such a good song that I'm revising it. But there are so many new songs that came from that forced creativity. You know, it's like, no, oh, I got an inch. No, 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 just go and, like Picasso said, inspiration have to find you in the office. So let me put this message around. Thank you very much, my love. Muchas gracias, cariño. Es maravilloso. And sorry, I was too in the moment that I lost myself, and this is fine. I found something very interesting also about regarding the music rehearsal therapy, that it's very inspiring. I found a classical guitarist that takes the teachings of a neuroscientist that makes an experiment on how to learn new um, mus- um, um, body memory, uh, like learning the piano or the guitar or a new language or whatever it is that you need to create a new connectic uh, synaptic connection. um, and then you have to repeat this new action and try to build it into a habit. Um, so amazing things I learned, and that I'm um, very, very into putting it well and try to organize it in our way to take the most profit of it, because I see that sometimes if you can summarize the principal bullet points of something with good audio and with, I mean, well presented, this you can use it in faster modes, you know, and you can rewatch it and you can learn so much in short period of times. and we learned a lot about neuroplasticity, and we are learning every day. So I'm going to try to present that as soon as possible within the program. Uh, so what we are doing in the health centers help us to create what we consider is so far the best option that we can create for giving a reason, uh, a hope, uh, to people to we demonstrated already that you're gonna need less medication, even less food, if you have a why, if you have something you're aiming for, like, oh, I'm gonna sing in that karaoke this Saturday, next Saturday, or I'm going to my cousin's um, wedding this afternoon. This is gonna alter all your system, everything, because this aiming to something is gonna pull you in a way unimaginable, for someone that has no this clear intention of doing something. So it is very important. So please follow me. Oh, yes, the bonus. Uh, and this is getting pretty intense because we have here a bonus chat. And the bonus chat is this: we are here. And that means that the MotoGP, sorry for the super mysticals, but MotoGP is about to start. MotoGP 2024. Let me see if I can use the. Oh, I have not the flag. Well, no, no problem. I'm super excited about that. Boof. Imagine what a tension for this championship. Sorry, you know that all the music people and that I'm pretty much a musician, this is my main thing. And but this is like I learned so much from this sport because this is risk management taking to a very next level. It's like, well, imagine how close they are and the risk that they have to take to try to create the minimal difference to be first. And we are facing a year where we are starting to touch the ceiling in aerodynamics. Aerodynamics, the bikes have more power than they really can. It's like flying away. So they have to make this floor kind of down force to keep them of not flying. But when the downforce is mandatory to try to compete, first they create the turbulence around you and behind you, and it's very difficult to overtake. And even though because they are very as the faster you go, the narrower is the possible line. So there's almost no variations of this possible line. And when you're trying to do something slightly different from this possible line, and the downforce for some reason stops working for a moment, this year we're gonna see, I'm afraid, um, the greatest uh, accidents that we ever saw. For the competition, super tight. I would say that there's a group of high pressured individuals like Jorge Martin, like Pecco Banaya. Yeah, Ducati gave him 2 years of contract, which is it's okay, but it's not 2 years in Lenovo. It's 2 years with Ducati. So let's see what happens. I'm afraid it is possible to that we find so heart injuries. Let's see if Pedrosa, if Paul Spargaro are going to be requested as titular riders. So, okay, this is just an overview of what we're gonna do. We did nothing of what we had to do in this first third. So now what we're gonna do is just start slowly doing a little bit of warming first thing in the morning. I mean, it's not my first thing in the morning, but we're gonna do as if it is. I'm gonna take that fantastic cube stick that really holds my my foot here very well. Very good. So I'm gonna hide that. I'm gonna put that. Okay, you can go here. This is a rehearsal for me. I hurt myself today. See if I still feel. I focus on the pain. Only thing that's real. Okay, you always have to check the tuning. Always be checking, constantly checking. Generally, you generally do some kind of, let's put that more on the guitar. Um, you have to check the maybe do little stretch, gentle stretch, the same with flat. You have to feel it right. Yeah, the indication of the tenor is very important. Gives you clear understanding on the state of the dilation of the because material the wood gets um, That's perfect. That's perfect. Okay, so it is a feeling body. You know, it feels the temperature, and it feels. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna put the banner now because I want to show the guitar. Okay, but yeah, please follow my web page and follow the music rehearsal therapy group that we are creating. Tell me the country, tell me your kind of voice, your instrument, and let's join together. I found a love, oh, me, darling, just have I. You have to be one thing I learned yesterday that I want to convey is the number of repetitions that you need on every certain new synaptic connection that you create and new movements or things that you have to learn how to do. You need to make a number of repetitions of whatever it is. You have to understand the number of the first thing is you need to know where you're at. You have an E here, an A. Well, it depends if you go up or it doesn't matter. Once you learn that, there's certain kind of position chords, basic position chords that you have to learn. If you just want to sing, no problem. This is interesting in a way because it's very important um, to suit the find a sweet spot for the key on singing for everyone. You know, it's not the same. Um, I'm not saying man or woman. No, I'm saying low voice, medium voice, or high voice. It's different. You know how they sound well and how they have to be arranged to sound well. So yeah, it's fantastic to learn through music because at the end, those simple things oblige you to center in what's important, to take care of the details, to hone your art, to be there constantly, not sometimes. You know, because you are what you do every day. Sometimes you fantasize with the idea of, oh well, yes, I work on, I don't know, on a restaurant, but on the weekends I sing on karaoke. Yeah, but I mean, you do it on your free time. It's like um, to be an artist, you have to take decisions. You have to take important decisions, very important. First is believing in your art. You have to, in some way, think you need it to find a way to believe in yourself. I don't know how I'm gonna learn to do it. I just know I'm gonna. I don't know how I'm gonna learn how to sing. I just know I'm gonna. So this is a personal decision that the musician have to take into account. So work on your craft. Make it as smaller as possible. In a sense, if you depend on many factors to make your art, this is gonna make it more difficult. So try to find a partner, maybe a guitar player or a piano player, or if you can learn to play, or try to make it small. You know, at the beginning, it's like, yeah, let's use. trumpets and yeah, but then on the daily day-to-day life is going to be very um, difficult to put it in on reality. So and then there's many energy and many uh, in the progress of personal progress of each artist. um, it doesn't matter if you are a karaoke singer or you are a concertist. I don't know, I learn from all, because it's not the same practicing at home. It's better to be practiced than not be practiced. But at the end, you're gonna find things in the live performance that it is not what you expected in the shower. It was yeah, but you have to keep practicing and keep learning and being better because what this classic guitar player said talking about neuroplasticity is that you need a number of repetitions to be able to have an average starting point, like 30%. I repeat it 10 times and 3 times I do it right. What's amazing is that the brain takes that information and revises backwards, which means that he starts in that same revision, backwards revision, empowering you because it's selecting the right ones, the ones that you did right, and is empowering you automatically. And if you leave that rest and you keep repeating, suddenly is integrated. Suddenly. I mean, you need to keep repeating. I mean, it's not going to happen overnight because this is psychomotric ability that you need an amount of repetitions. So the amount of repetitions is going to be directly proportional to your progress. That's it. At the moment that the brain can make this movement of going forth, like I do it, I pick the right ones, the process that the brain does, like backwards, like he picks the right ones, like empowers you automatically, and then they revise it again forward. And if you keep repeating, suddenly you speak a new language, or suddenly. And so the myth of the 10,000 hours, I'm saying a myth because 10,000 hours of what? You know, because we know that the mental practice and the visualization is as important as it is the not as important, but a very good complement, like visualizing the situation, this, like keep the distance, the tuning, repeating that enough times that seems simple, that you're not trying to do all the time super fancy things, just trying to do a great bass and rhythm bass. I've took a job in the city, working for an every night and day, but an everlasting need of sleeping. Look by the way things might have been. Big, big wheels keep on turning, round now we keep on rolling, and we're rolling, rolling on the river. to me softly, something in your eyes. I'm hang your head in sorrow, and please don't cry. So we finished the first 30 minutes. So we change gears again. Okay, this is discipline, guys. I'm talking to myself and I'm trying to do that again. So this is gonna come back like that. Oh, super exciting. I'm doing pretty well, man. I'm doing pretty well, really. I'm over the moon. So we change gears and we go back to MotoGP for a bit. Just MotoGP for a bit. No, no, no. We have to go to the meditation thing. We have to be disciplined. Sorry, sorry. This is gonna be this. We keep on with the book that we stopped. Uh, well, we stopped. We did yesterday. Now we're gonna get from the place that we let it. And this is it. I'm gonna try to give the best picture I can. This is the best picture I can. Believe me, I tried yesterday and it's not as comfortable for me to read. So we also gonna accompany that with a slight uh, springtime natural sounds, royalty free. Please don't close me for doing covers. Let it open at least. Okay, not too loud, but enough for us to relax while we read this fantastic book by Mr. Disclaimer. I'm gonna go back a bit to recap. The dilemma is this: the thinking that was embraced by the family, friends, and society of the students, they thought of the world in terms of limits and human body. As Milarepa pushed his hand into the rock, however, his students were shown that there are exceptions to such laws. The irony is that both ways of seeing the world are absolutely correct. Each depends upon the way we choose to think of ourselves in a given moment. As I pressed my hand into the impression that the yogi left for his students long ago, I asked myself, are we confined in our lives today by the same beliefs that Milarepa's students experienced in their day? And if so, how do we awaken the power to transcend your own limiting beliefs? I found that when something is true in life, that true that truth shows up in many ways. For this reason, it comes as no surprise that the scientific documentation from Joe's classroom discoveries leads to the same conclusion that Milarepa and mystics throughout the centuries arrived at in the past, that the universe is as it is, our bodies are as they are, and the circumstances of our lives exist as they do because of consciousness itself and the way we think of ourselves in our world. I've shared the story of Milarepa to illustrate this seemingly universal principle. The key to the yogi's teaching is this: when we experience for ourselves, our witness is another person. Sorry, again, when we experience for ourselves or witness in another person something that we once believed to be impossible, we are freed in our beliefs to transcend those limitations in our own lives. And this is precisely why the book you're holding has the potential to change your life by showing you how to accept your future dream as your current reality, and to do so in a way that your body believes is happening now. You discover how to set into motion a cascade of emotional and psychological processes that reflect your new reality. The neurons in your brain, the sensory neuritis in your heart, and the chemistry of your body all harmonize to mirror the new thinking, and the quantum possibilities of life are rearranged to replace the unwanted circumstances of your past with the new circumstances that you've accepted as the present. The new circumstances that you've accepted as the present. Amen. And that's the power of this book. In a style that it's simple, straightforward, and easy to understand, Joe Dispenza has woven into a single volume the paradigm altering discoveries of quantum science and the deep teachings that adepts of the past dedicated their entire lifetimes to master. He shows us to become supernatural. This is said by Greg Braden, New York Times best-selling author of Human by Design and the Divine Matrix. So, introduction. Getting ready to become supernatural. So, I am ready. I realize that the this writing this book is a risk for me and my reputation. There are certain people in the world, including some in the scientific community, who might call my work pseudoscience, especially after becoming supernatural makes its debut. We have to remember that this is a book from 2017. They've been doing retreats since then, and they have a lot more information that proves that this is true, and this is it. So again, sorry. I realize that writing this book is a risk for me and my reputation. There are certain people in the world, including some in the scientific community, who might call my work pseudoscience, especially after. Sorry, I'm gonna put on the banner before I go. Uh, Reading of Dr. Joe Dispenza book, Becoming Supernatural. Okay, I'm not gonna put it in the screen because maybe it's gonna cut a bit. Let me try. It makes worse the reading. If someone is reading, just let me know, okay? So I'm gonna continue like that for if there's a new person getting in, at least he knows what we're doing, okay? Uh, Thank you very much, anyone who can be sharing me in that journey. This is really becoming supernatural. Let me see through the screen. Well, it's not too bad. Hmm. Okay, I'm gonna let it like this. If someone in the following days notices something different, just let me know. Okay, I really want to find my community, my true community, the community what I want to read the same things, that I want to follow the same paths. We love the same things. We click with the same interests, and and you'll see because I I'm gonna be this week talking about other things. Let's get focused in the. We are now in the first third of the second act. Okay, so let's keep writing. So because we are writing, it's written in the chat, so the people are gonna be contexting. So I'm gonna hide it to make the reading of the viewer the easier as possible. I could disappear more, but that would make this screen, the text screen, even smaller. Which I don't know if I can make it better. Well, let's leave it that way. Okay, you can have the PDF. It's free out there. You can. Dr. Jody Spencer have the great uh, mission to help us to get in that project coherence, when many human beings are seeing that, man, the media is purchased by demand and it's owned by the same owners. There's no different owners. They use the newspapers and the different politic parties as something would change if the other party or this newspaper or this radio, but not the same. They are made to fight against them, but they are owned by the same owners, the owners of the world, Bill and Melinda. Dear Bill and Melinda, I don't think you'll never come to my blog, or why not? But if you do, uh, I'm trying to do my best to don't get extra mind. So uh, this summer I'm gonna make a new T-shirt on. No, no, not gonna talk about that because they're gonna ban me. Okay, so I'm just gonna read the book. I'm reading a book. I'm just reading the book. Okay. Let's keep healthy. Let's keep healthy from the inside. From the inside. Okay, it doesn't matter. It's not as important what you eat, but how you think most of the time. This inner dialogue. Okay, force tame the animal. Tame the animal. It's not a on-off kind of thing. It's you have to keep taming the animal and putting it on the right track. And this is gonna, until it becomes habit, second nature. It's gonna need work and time. So let's keep reading. Let's tame the animal. I realized that writing this book is a risk for me and my reputation. There are certain people in the world, including some in the scientific community, who might call my work pseudoscience, especially after becoming supernatural makes its debut. I used to be overly concerned about those critics' opinions in the early days of my career. I always wrote with skeptics in mind, trying to make sure they would approve of my work. On some level, I thought it was important to be accepted by that community. But one day, when I was standing in front of an audience in London and a woman holding the microphone was telling her story about how she overcame her disease, how she healed herself through the practices I've written about in other books, I had an epiphany. And I did reading it too. I have to. at, it became very clear that those skeptics are unrigid scientists who told their own beliefs about what is possible aren't going to like me on my work no matter what I do. Once I had that realization, I knew that I've been wasting a lot of my vital energy. I was no longer interested in convincing that particular culture, especially those studying the normal and natural, about human potential. I was totally passionate about anything but normal, and I wanted to study the supernatural. I got very clear that I should give up my futile efforts to convince that community of anything and instead direct my energy to a whole other part of the population that does believe in possibility and does want to listen to what I have to share. And I have much to listen, Dr. Joe. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. But what a relief it was to fully embrace that idea and to let go of any attempt to make a difference in that other world. As I listened to the sweet lady in London, who wasn't a monk or a nun or an academic or a scholar, I knew that in telling her story to the audience, she was helping others see more part of themselves in her. Those hearing her journey might then believe it would be possible for them to accomplish the same. I am at the point in my life where I'm okay with people saying anything about me. And I certainly do have my flaws. But I know how, more than ever, than I am making a difference in people's life. I'm a living proof. I am. Sam Darris, singer-songwriter, is making songs dedicated on your teachings, Mr. Dispenza. Thank you very much. Really, really, really. I am a living proof of what this. Uh, I'm not. Some people, if if he's not a real doctor, all that chatter, but put it on the test. Put it on the test. Believe me, how a scientist could be not put things on the test. Like, no, 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 no. Because I read it from a protocol in the 70s and this all life we did it like that and this is like this. How? Why? No. You have to allow yourself to make mistakes, to try to um, recuperate. So this is not having an artistic point of view. It limits the possibilities that you can handle and that you can see. Your quantum is smaller. You live within the box. Sorry. I get too excited. I'm learning so much. Thank you very much. So, in fact, in the last 4 years, my team of researchers, and this was 2017, so he's talking from 13 to 17, my staff and I have gone through extensive strides to scientifically measure, record, and analyze these transformations in people's biology to prove to the world that common people can do the uncommon. This book is about more than just healing, although it includes stories of people who have made significant changes in their health and have actually reversed diseases, along with the tools you need to do the same. These accomplishments are becoming quite common in our community of students. The material you are about to read lives outside of convention, and it's not usually seen or understood by most of the world. The content of this book is based on an evolution of teachings and practices that have culminated in our students' ability to delve deeper into the more mystical of these. And of course, I am hoping it will bridge the world of science with the world of mysticism. I wrote this book to take that I've always thought was possible to the next level of understanding. I wanted to demonstrate to the world that we can create better lives for ourselves and that we are not linear beings living linear lives, but dimensional beings living dimensional lives. Hopefully, reading it will help you understand that you already have all the anatomy, chemistry, and physiology you need to become supernatural, sitting latent within you, waiting to be awakened and activated. I like that concept. Yeah. In the past, I hesitated to talk about this realm of reality because I feared it might divide an audience based on their own personal beliefs. However, I have wanted to write this book for a long time now. Over the years, I have had profoundly rich mystical experiences that have changed me forever. Those inner events have influenced who I am today. I want to introduce you that world of dimension and show you some of the measurements we took and the studies we did in our advanced workshops around the world. I started collecting data on our students in these workshops because we witnessed significant changes in their health, and I knew they were changing their biology during the meditations in real time. We have thousands and thousands of brain scans that prove those changes. We're not just imagined in their minds, but actually took place in their brains. Several of the students we measured accomplished those changes within 4 days. 4 days, the length of our advanced workshops. The scientific teams I've assembled have taken brain scans recordings using quantitative electroencephalograms (EEG) measurements before and after workshops, as well as real-time measurements during the meditations and practices themselves. I was not only impressed with the changes, but shocked by them. They were that dramatic. The brains, the brains of our students function in a more synchronized and coherent fashion after practicing. Sorry, let me see if we're going long on time. Last 5 minutes. Okay, we're doing it right, very well. We're taming the animal. So 5 minutes more and we go. Only 5 minutes. So the brains of our students function is a more synchronized and coherent fashion after participating in the advanced retreats around the world. This increased order in their nervous systems helps them get very clear about the future they can create, and they are able to hold that intention independent of the conditions in their external environment. And when their brains are working right, they are working right. It will present scientific data that shows how much their brains improved in just a few days, which means you can do the same for your brain. At the end of 2013, something mysterious started occurring. We started seeing brain scan recordings that puzzled the researchers and neuroscientists who came to our events to study my work. The high amount of energy in the brain that we were recording while studying was in certain meditations had never been recorded up until this point. So this was it was no database about that really measured. This is iconic, really. And yet we were seeing these off the charts readings again and again. When we interviewed the participants, they reported that their subjective